The top stories: Ministry of Planning and Development says Africa played key role at the second Africa Climate Summit. And former diplomat Ambassador Tafarra Shaul says GERD boosts regional cooperation. Hello and welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. With the news, I'm Shifarao Nako, and thank you for watching us. Now, following the completion of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD, Ethiopians have taken to the streets expressing joy and solidarity. Mass rallies were staged across southern, central and southwest Ethiopia, as well as in Jigjiga, where citizens celebrated the milestone with songs, flags and public gatherings. The nationwide mood of triumph reaffirmed the dam status as a powerful symbol of unity and resilience. In Bonga, the capital of Kaffa Zone in the southwest Ethiopia People's Region, residents staged a massive public rally to mark the historic milestone. Addressing the gathering, Regional Administrator Nagash Wagesho described the dam as a national treasure built through the sweat and blood of Ethiopians. He said the GERD stands as a living symbol of engineering ingenuity and a heritage for generations to come. Somali Regional State Chief Administrator Mustafa Mohammed for Sport said the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD represents an intergenerational victory and a path to national prosperity. The chief administrator noted that the dam embodies the collective resilience of the Ethiopian people who overcame internal and external challenges under the leadership of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. The GERD, inaugurated on September 9 in the presence of African leaders and international dignitaries, is recognized as Africa's largest hydroelectric dam and a symbol of Ethiopia's determination to achieve prosperity through self-reliance. The Ministry of Planning and Development has hailed the second Africa Climate Summit as a success, emphasizing its role in uniting African voices to confront the climate crisis. Co-hosted by the government of Ethiopia and the African Union, the summit was held in Addis Ababa from September 8 to 10, 2025, under the theme Accelerating Global Climate Solutions, Financing Africa's Resilient and Green Development. The gathering drew more than 25,000 participants, including African leaders, policymakers, businesses, youth and civil society groups who came together to push forward the continent's climate agenda and sustainable development goals. Briefing the media here in Addis Ababa, Planning and Development Minister Fitsum Assefa highlighted the adoption of the Addis Ababa Declaration as a major outcome, positioning Africa to take a leading role in the global fight against climate change. Listen to this.
የአፍሪካ መሪዎች የአዲስ አበባ ዲክላሬሽን
At the conclusion of the African Climate Summit, African leaders adopted the Addis Ababa Declaration, reinforcing the continent's commitment to play a leading role in the global fight against climate change. The summit served as a platform to challenge outdated global narrative about Africa, highlighting the continent's concrete climate action and solution. These commitments were reflected in the key decision made by leaders. At the second African Climate Summit, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed emphasized that Africa needs investment, not aid, and proposed the establishment of an African Climate Innovation Compact and an African Climate Change Facility. His remarks underscored the continent's determination to shape its own path towards a sustainable and prosperous future.
The minister noted that several countries and organizations have expressed commitment to financing and collaborating with Africa on climate action. She emphasized that the summit was a key platform to showcase Ethiopia's proactive efforts, highlighting the Green Legacy Initiative as a leading example.
ኢትዮጵያ ለአየር ንብረት ለውጥ ከንግግር ወደ ተግባር በራስ ተነሳሽነት መሸጋገር የሚቻልበትን መንገድ አሳይታለች።
Ethiopia has highlighted its concrete effort to combat the climate crisis. Through the Green Legacy Initiative, the country disclosed it has planted 48 billion seedlings, raising global awareness and earning recognition as a model project in the Addis Ababa Declaration. Ethiopia also presented the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam as an African-led solution to climate change and emphasized its commitment to clean energy development. The country showcased Addis Ababa's capacity to host major international events, reinforcing its role as the hub of African diplomacy and climate action. Ethiopia also expressed its interest in hosting UN COP32 in 2027.
ለአየር ንብረት ለውጥ መፍትሄዎች ትግበራ ለሚደረጉ ስራዎች ሁሉ መነሻ ማዕቀፍ ሆኖ የሚያገለግል ነው።
Welcome back. Now, seasoned diplomat Ambassador Teferra Shaul says the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam could usher in a new era of regional cooperation. Speaking to Meet EBC, he has urged downstream nations to embrace economic collaboration and pursue joint development projects, reassuring that the dam poses no threat to its water supply. Kasaun Chane has more on that.
Ethiopian former diplomat Ambassador Teferra Shaul believes that the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam can bring wealth to the region, but only if Egypt chooses to work with Ethiopia economically. Speaking on Meet EBC, Ambassador Teferra called on Egypt to let go of past anxieties and pursue joint projects like building factories together. Ambassador Teferra also reassured them that the dam wouldn't negatively impact their water resources.
Now the next steps should be economic diplomacy. That means to convince, or rather to convince Egyptians to put away their old fears of Ethiopia and then involve themselves in common development. They can open factories with us, they can develop their cities with us, they get the water in accordance with the dictates of scientific operations.
The former diplomat reported scientists and engineers agreed that the dam is not harmful.
Because Sudan was a victim of floods, as you know. Roseres Dam in the Sudan is in danger because if heavy floods go, it will crack. Aswan will not lose any water, and it is holding enough water for the next, I don't know how many years. So
he expressed optimism that Egypt would eventually realize the benefits of collaboration and forward-thinking leadership, emphasizing Ethiopia's commitment to working peacefully with all nations.
They would shout, they would cry, but the camels go on. There is no problem. One day they will realize, and I am hoping our brothers in Egypt will get a leadership that understands the future of Egypt, that has vision for Egypt to develop in a very collaborative manner with its neighbors to the south. Because no one in Ethiopia wishes Egypt to starve or to be lacking any water for development. Not a drop of water would be taken away by Ethiopia.
Ambassador Teferra concluded with a call for all leaders, including those in Egypt, Ethiopia and Kenya, to learn from history, correct past mistakes and move forward collectively.
Well, dear viewers, you have been watching EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. A quick reminder of the top stories. Ministry of Planning and Development says Africa played key role at the second Africa Climate Summit. And former diplomat Ambassador Teferra Shaul says GERD boosts regional cooperation. Well, dear viewers, with that, we come to the end of today's news. Many thanks for watching us. Bye-bye.
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is not merely a national project. It is